Hi guys, big up to the audience. Hello bugs. Today we're going to do a review on Krypton Season 1 Episode 8. Before we get started guys, please subscribe to my channel and press a like. Okay, so it was okay episode tonight. It wasn't great, it was okay. But anyway, it basically started out with Adam Strange and he's on some kind of, I don't know, ship or something. And he's speaking to some guy. You don't see his face or anything like that. He's trying to convince the guy that he should be the one to actually go to Krypton to basically save Superman. And the guy is really not convinced that he's the one. Basically, it started out in the past, okay? And he's remembering him talking to the guy before he got to Krypton, and that's how he got to Krypton. Next thing we go to is the present time. He's actually in Krypton, and he see Cam, and he saw Cam, and he was like, you gotta tell me where Sag is. And Cam was like, really, are we gonna start this crap about Superman grandson again? And basically Cam told him what I've been saying, because I'm so sick of Adam Strange. He's like, listen, you don't think you don't think Sag want to save his planet, like just like Superman want to save his planet? You know, this is nonsense. And basically Cam told him, okay, you know what, when I see Sag, I will let him know that you're looking for him. Next, we go to my favorite scene. Yes! We go to Lyta and Zeg. And basically, they're hiding out from the Sagittarius soldier, a.k.a. What's it called? A.k.a. Raw, a.k.a. Brainiac, whatever you want to call him. So, they're sitting down, and he's basically like, Zeg said, we're running out of food. No, Lyta said we're running out of food, and he said it does have to do because the Sagittarius soldiers are everywhere. And then he turned around, and he hold her, and they kiss, and I was like, yes, I'm here for it. But I got a rant for Seg ass later, okay? So that was a good scene, but I think Seg is making that dumb bitch in a black dress tear up his brain. But anyway, let's move on before we get into that part. Then we see Cam, and Cam run into one of these person that's cold people, one of the people that work with Raw, aka Brainiac, and she told him that you know, she basically, it's not the same person, and he asked her how is Rome's daughter is doing, that little girl, and she said he likes her, so she's okay for right now. But she basically told him that in the night, certain time in the daytime, he has to how he described it, he basically, those things that come out his head, they attach to some kind of machine to give him energy, and while he's doing that, he's like in a trance, and you know, he's like nobody's there, you know, he doesn't see what you're doing, anything like that. Next thing we go to is Zeg, Lyta, Zod, Jaina, that bitch with a black girl, she's not in a black dress today, you know what I'm talking about, Nissa, and all of them trying to make a plan. How are they going to basically take down Ra, aka Brainiac? So basically Seg said, you know, the best time to get him is when he's in that trance and he's getting the energy and he's distractions. That's the best time we could get him. But, you know, Zod was like, well, listen, there's a flaw to that plan, because basically we can't do this all by ourselves. You know, we need backup. And Lyta told him that she has a, wait, hold on. Lyta told, we need backup. So Seg was like, wait a minute. He was like, it's not up for this discussion. Next thing we go to is Darren Vex, that I can't stand him, and aka Raw, aka Brainiac, he walked in and he said, you looking very well. Darren Vex is a kiss up, a suck up, I don't know what else to say about him. So basically Raw, aka Brainiac, basically tell him, listen, as soon as I get what I need from this planet, you can have it. I'll be done with it, you can have it back. And so Darren Vex is all happy again, because basically Brainiac know that Darren Vex he's not loyal to nobody, and he doesn't give a shit about anybody. So basically, as I told you, Cam told him about how this guy, you know, Brainiac is attached to this, and Seg is like the best time to attack him is when he's you know, when he's connected to it. And basically Zod, Commander Zod told him, say, no, we need help, and he needs to go to Black Zero. But Lyta also told him that, you know what, if we find Dev, we could get the thing from Dev, because Dev has this thing in his head that Brainiac is connected to him, and if they find Dev, maybe they could unconnect the rest of the Sagittarius soldier, and they'll have an upper hand on Brainiac. Next thing we go to is Jaina, and she's walking with Commander Zod, and he was like, why in the world would you betray this oath that you stand for? You know, And she said, I did it for my daughter because I had to betray for my daughter. And he said, you made the right decision. Of course you made the right decision. If that didn't happen, maybe you wouldn't have born, even though I'm still not sure if you're Lyta's kids. I'm just saying. And so basically, next thing we go to is Cam, Zeg, and Lyta. And basically, Cam told him he can't do this fight because he basically has to find Rome's daughter. And Zeg said fine. And then Lyta was like, you know what? I don't think this bitch Nissa should come with us. And Zeg was like, we're not gonna do this again. It's not up for discussion. She's gonna come with us and trust her. Zeg, you getting on my freaking nerve. And you know I love you, Zeg, but you're getting on my freaking nerve. This dumbass bitch is convincing you that she's this great, wonderful person that she's not, and you're falling for that shit. And that shit is getting on my goddamn nerves. Bitch. Next thing we go to is them all on the jet or plane, whatever, and they're flying around, and Lyta is driving, and basically Nissa's in the next seat, and Zeg is in the back, and he accidentally touched her, so he said he was sorry. And basically, she and Lyta is going back and forth, and she's like, oh, well, you know, if we save the city, maybe we'll save, you know, everything will work out. And so Lyta don't touch this bitch, because Lyta know this bitch is up to no good. And so Lyta said, what were you going to do with this plan if happened? You and your father rule of the city? And she was like, no, it was supposed to be me and Zeg. Ah, bitch. And Zeg falling for this dumb shit. I don't know what is going on with Zeg, but he's kind of pissing me off. He really is pissing me off. Next thing we go to is Jaina and Commander Zod. And basically the Black Zero people capture them, and they taking them in. And the next thing we go to is Outer Lands. We're in the Outer Lands where Zeg, Lyta, and that bitch Nissa is. And they're looking for Dev. Because they have to find Dev. Because Dev had that thing that Brainiac is used to control everybody. And they figure if they get it from Dev, maybe they could, you know, get so Brainiac couldn't control the rest of the soldier. So basically, she found Dev, and she's like, Dev, and she's like, stand back. He's walking towards her, and he said, help me, and he basically passed out. Next thing we go to is the scene with I guess the lady that head of Black Zero, and they sit down, and Commander Zod said, this is Jaina Zod, and she's like, I know who you are. And she basically said to her, how do you feel for working for those people, and then basically turning your ass in a second. And so the Black Zero lady told them that, listen, the only way I'll help you guys, because they told her the plan and they told her they need her help, and she said the only way I'll help you if in the end I could get that bastard what's his name, Darren Vex. And then she sliced Commander Zod, and I was like, wait a minute, how come Zod didn't come up and beat the shit out of her? But he took it fine, and he said, let me tell you something. He basically told about Brainiac, and he said, listen, we have to get Brainiac. And she basically told him, you know, Valel was telling the story all this time, and nobody believed him. And so she said, but I believed him when nobody else believed him. Before we get to that, I'm sorry, we go to, but sorry, I went way too far. Before we get to that, we went back to, I think we went to, Zeg grandfather Valel, and they were scanning Dev, because they have Dev now in the fortress, and so they were scanning his brain to see what's going on with him. And so Lyta asked Valel, is he okay? And Valel said he's stable. And so she was looking at him, and then we go over there where that bitch, this is like, I can't believe this place actually exists. My father and I talk about it all the time, but I can't believe it exists. I'm so sick of that bitch. Okay. Then we go to Adam Strange and what's this, Cam, and Cam is just mad at Adam Strange because he's like, did you tell Zeg? And Cam was like, this is not all about you. I'm looking for Mona, daughter, and I have to find her. And he was like, I'll help you find her. Next thing we go to is again, Black Zero and Commander Zod and Jane. And basically, I told you that she told him that this is a deal, but basically, I have to get Darren Vex. So then they basically call Zeg and tell Zeg, listen, the deal is to get Darren Vex. And he asked Jaina, bitch, Nissa. And she's like, I don't care. They could have him. And then there was like, deal. They shook on it. Next thing we go to is Cam and he finally see Rome's daughter, that little girl. She's so adorable, and he gave her a big hug. She's like, Cam, and she's so happy to see him. And he was like, listen, are you okay? And she's like, I'm the most happiest because the poor kid is all confused. And Cam, I'm kind of mad that you left a little kid with Ra, aka Brainiac, and you tell her he's not who he is. You should have took this little girl. She doesn't know any better, and that's why that shit happened to end. But I'm not gonna say what happened to end. I just thought you could have done better, Cam. I'm sorry. Okay. Then the Sagittarius soldier was coming, so Adam Strange told him, "Listen, we have to go." Then we go back to Adam Strange again, talking to those people in the ship. And it's like he basically told the guy I could do it, and then we see him beam the guy beam him to Kandor, and then we see him went to talk to Damien Vex. I was like, Adam Strange, you mother, shut your mouth, really? So he basically told Damien Vex, I know, you know what, I know where Jane and all them up to, and I'll tell you what's going on, but basically the only person you have to save is like, Adam Strange, you are a freaking bastard, because there is no way in the world Superman would have said, do this plan, because Superman would never, you say you're supposed to be the superhero and you want to save Superman, but you're doing everything that Superman wouldn't do. Adam Vex, you getting on my freaking nerve, have several seats, okay? Oh my God, I'm so freaking sick of him. I was like, Superman would never betray his friends just to save somebody. That means Adam Strange don't give a shit about anybody. Basically, Damien Vex asked him, what's in this for you? He said, the only thing I care about is that Zeg don't die. Because why? Because he wants Superman to be born. Next thing we go to is Dev. He woke up and basically Lyta told him that, listen, we need to do a surgery on you to get this thing unprogrammed, to unprogram you and the rest of the soldier, but it's a possibility it will kill you. Blink if it's okay, and he blinked twice. The next thing we go to is Jaina Zod and Commander Zod, and he basically told him that, listen, yes, Superman is on the planet, and the only reason why Superman is so powerful because the yellow sun, and he basically told her, so she said, how did, she said Superman escaped, only one saved the planet. She said, well, how the hell you're alive? And he basically told her that he was in a phantom zone because, you know, he's a fugitive. And now she's realized that Commander Zod is not really this great guy that they think he is, even though I already know he wasn't a great guy, okay? So the next thing we go after that, sorry guys, we go to, next thing we go to Jaina, and they're really going to get Brainiac now, and they're about to get a coup to try to kill him. And so we went to Dev, next thing we go to is Dev trying to fight for his life, and then, and Lyta was like, stay at me, Zeg, stay at me. I mean, Dev, and then we see them try to shoot Brainiac, and basically they shot him, but everybody think he's dead, but I don't think he's dead. Then we see that bitch Nissa tell her father, like, listen, you know, I gave you a chance, bye, father, because she basically think Ra is dead, and they basically control, and basically the Black Zero lady told him, like, listen, the deal is done. He was like, the deal is not done, because I don't see Brainiac's body. Until I see his body, I don't believe that he's dead, which Commander Zod, you're absolutely right. The rest of them are absolutely stupid. There's nothing to celebrate. The man is not dead. Anyway, we see Rome's daughter come up, and she basically had a bomb, and she blew up her head. And basically, we see that Ra is, aka Brainiac, is not dead, and he told her the plan, what she had to do, and the poor kid went and did it. And she came up to Cam and Zeg and all of them, and Adam Strange, and she Jaina was talking to Cam and told him that Commander Zod is up to no good, and then we saw the little girl show up, and then she just basically had the red spot, and she blew up the whole entire, basically Adam Strange took that damn thing he had and put it light up, because you know he can't let anything happen to Precious Zeg, okay? And so basically Lyta beam, he lighted up and saved everybody else, and the little girl got blew up and she got killed, and this is how it ends. Cam, I blame your ass, you should have took her up. Anyway, that's my review and Krypton.